if you have pets, either dogs or cats, the there's a humane society here, the DFW Humane Society. Uh, they will usually give you a food donation. Um, oh, I forgot an item, but I'll just tell you about it. So, all the food in this container, it's maybe a little less, and it is spread out, but all of the food in this container was a donation from the DFW Humane Society. They also gave me a whole case, one of the double stack sealed cases of the smaller cans of Fancy Feast. So I got all that free. Um, it's just something to keep in mind, okay? If you are needing something for your pets. Now, what I did purchase for my pets tonight was I managed to get them. I am going to be showing you some empty packages because they were pretty desperate for this stuff, and I'm making dinner currently. I You can lecture me about eating past midnight if you want, but it's just so. This is a Happy Claus litter. I don't know that it makes my cat's claws happy or not, but it's Happy Claus litter. It's 5 pounds of clumping litter. Now, what I think that they're doing is that you pour this stuff out and it's all kinds of different colors of clay. So I think that they're just getting leftover from you know varying litter companies that do clumping litter, right? Um, this stuff is like $1.36 a package. So you get 5 pounds of this litter that at least clumps okay. It says it's fast clumping on the package, but this is not the best clumping litter in the world. But it is cat litter. It is more affordable than the non-clumping Walmart Kitty Diggins brand. Um, so I was able to get 10 pounds of litter, or I got them 10 pounds of litter. That was all I purchased for my pets this trip. Again, the food in this container and the cans of Fancy Feast were free. Your Humane Society is probably going to tell you they don't want to see you for 2 weeks after you get a donation, and they want to know how many pets you are feeding. Now, they have given me more in the past, so it does. I mean, I technically feed 3 cats. I have an outdoor cat who's probably about between 13 and 15 years old. He's an old man, but he eats like a horse. Um, like, really. But again, as far as the purchase goes, it was just the litter tonight. So this was less than $3 for 10 pounds of litter, which is maybe touching $3 after tax. Okay. As far as for me goes, this is not the best bread. This is just great value, standard round top wheat. Probably has high fructose in it and stuff like that. But I mean, we're not in the economy where I can get Dave's 21 grain bread anymore. I really love that bread, but if you need bread, you can go with like the healthiest store brand option you can find. They have white, they have wheat, they have honey wheat, I believe. Um, there's not really a cheap multigrain, but this was like $1.48. Okay. Um, I only have half a pound of it left because again I'm making dinner. But Walmart does these frozen pounds. They have ground chicken and they have ground turkey. Okay, I decided to go ground chicken this time. So half a pound or a full pound of ground chicken. You can get away with using half a pound of this for your beans and rice as long as you use enough veggies. Okay, as filler. Um, This is $1.97. Okay, it's less than $2 for a pound of meat, for a pound of ground meat. That ain't what you put in spaghetti. It is now. Um, okay, I was able. I couldn't find a 2 pound bag, but the 1 pound bags were like 97 cents. It's actually gone down a couple of cents, which is, I mean, prices going down right now it might just be a couple of cents, but I went ahead and got 2 pounds of those. Again, I'm making dinner, so 2 pounds of beans. Okay. Now I couldn't find any brown rice that was affordable. That had all been bought out. I like to use brown rice if I can. It takes a little longer to make, but it is healthier. But on the flip side, white rice, it's like 4 minutes in your instant pot. So, you don't add a whole lot of cook time, right? But 1 pound of white rice, a pound of white rice, if you go with just handfuls, like a couple handfuls for a pot of beans and rice, this will last a little bit. Okay. I was able to get a big onion. This onion was 1.5 pounds. They're 99 cents a pound, so it's like $1.50. So it like costs as much as it weighs, pretty much. And I used half of that for my beans and rice. Okay. Now, green bell pepper. These are 72 cents a piece at Walmart right now. But they look like crap. They are smaller than they have been in the past, and they just look terrible. So, although I wouldn't use this in a salad or anything like that just because it doesn't look great, it doesn't seem like it's withered or rotted in any way. If your peppers are a little wilted, you can still fry them up, and they work in whatever you're frying up, right? But again, I use half of this in my beans and rice. You know, if you want something that's a lot closer to beans and rice chili, you go all the way. I use most of your onion, you use a whole pepper, and you use a whole pound of meat. But you can cut this back and put in a little more of the veggies to kind of make up the difference. Okay, so there's that. Now, a couple of surprising things. I said recently that I didn't think that Walmart was doing shrinkflation as well as Kroger was, but they are trying a little bit. This is I guess it's 8 ounces, so half a pound of great value, just salted butter, 2 sticks. Okay. You need to fry stuff. Okay. It's $1.97. So I mean, real, and it's a food item, so it's not taxed. So 2 sticks of real salted butter, USDA AA butter, for $2. I mean, I get that that's $1 a stick, but the only other option is the whole pound they sell, and you're looking at generally over $5 for that. So I don't know why, but that's just the way it's been. So 2 sticks of real butter. I've been using margarine, but my dad just would not let me. He's like, if I'm buying, get butter. If you're okay going margarine, you can get about a pound of margarine for $1.29. If you go Imperial, it's $1.39 if you go Bluebonnet. I can't really tell a difference. And surprisingly, one of the last things I was able to get was some creamer for my coffee. You guys can give me a hard time about this. I don't use very much of it, and I can drink my coffee black, but I just allegedly you have to be genetically predisposed to actually liking black coffee. You either like black coffee or you don't. I can drink black coffee for a little while. But coffee's about all I drink. I do make some tea here and there, but coffee's gotten to be about all I drink these days. Okay, so this was about $4. This was about the most expensive kind of single item. It's like $3.67 or something like that. But I would normally go great value on this, but they just didn't have any that wasn't sugar-free and full of aspartame or whatever. Least they could use these days is stevia or something like that, but they don't. So just to review, uh, a whole thing of International Delight white chocolate mocha coffee creamer, a whole loaf of round top wheat baked with love great value bread, half a pound of actual great value butter, not margarine, USDA AA. Okay. 2 pounds of beans and a pound of rice. All right. A pound and a half of onion and 1 bell pepper. A pound of ground chicken. By the way, you need to look in the frozen section for this stuff. Sometimes it can be hard to find. Most of the super centers I've been to do not have the ground chicken. I've only found one place that has the ground chicken so far. Well, I don't know. Maybe super centers will have it. But most of the neighborhood markets I've been to do not have the ground chicken. So if you find the ground chicken, great. They do have the ground turkey, and the ground turkey is by festive. The neighborhood markets I've been to only have plain, but super centers tend to have different versions of that. They have like taco seasoned, Italian seasoned, spicy, so you can kind of get one of those and save on your seasonings. That would be one extra thing I wish I'd bought, because I don't even have salt right now. The only seasoning I have is thyme. So really I'm counting on a bunch of thyme, some ground chicken, some onions and bell peppers to sufficiently season my beans and rice. Okay? And again, 10 pounds of Happy Claus cat litter for less than $18, $17 and change. I mean, so, and keep in mind that, like I said, I tend to nervous eat a little bit, so I've been eating like a horse lately just because I don't use, probably because I don't use alcohol or narcotics anymore. And I've just been nervous eating a little bit, but if you eat as sparingly as possible, if you intentionally stretch these things, you can usually, and you're just a single person, you can usually get 2 days out of some beans and rice. If you need to stretch it further, like I said, your pound of rice will go farther than those 2 batches of beans and rice. So if you need to, you can add some water to your leftover beans and rice and put a little more rice in it to bulk it up a little bit. But that's just in the beans and rice, probably I'd say a minimum of 4 days worth of food for your average person. That might just feed a family of 4, or 2 adults. Probably if you're wanting to feed a family of 4, it's going to take, you'd probably want to do 2 pounds of beans, with a couple handfuls of rice. I think that was a pretty good haul for under $18. And even my dad said that. He was like, this was expensive, kind of, but I mean, we got out of here for less than $20, and you had kind of a lot of items in the cart. I was worried. And then he's like, you even got like creamer for like, under. I was like, yeah, I've gotten kind of good at gotten kind of good at doing this. Um, so I just wanted to do a short video on that. I'm not going to have any appreciable fuel in my car to go and do anything until about Wednesday. So, my plan for Wednesday is, assuming that I get paid early enough in the day, is I am going to actually go in person to some of these places I've applied at. I have heard that does not always go well for people, but I guess the worst thing that can happen is they can say you're just shit out of luck. You know? Uh, I don't know what else to do at this point. Um, I'm tired. I'm really tired of the temp racket. I always leave temp jobs and temp job interviews fart and smoke, if you know what I mean. Um, I did come up with. Let me know in the comments if you guys want an update, a short update video on what actually happened with that Adecco interview. I did some digging into it and found a couple of things out that were a little bit further worrying about the whole thing. Anyway, thank you for watching to the end if you did. I hope that this has been helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe if you thought this was useful. I am always trying to grow my channel. And thanks for watching. Speaking of watching things, I just saw American Graffiti for the first time tonight. Or last night at this point. And man, what a great movie. Anyway, goemonronin signing out.